Who is your hero? I want to share with you a little bit about one of my heroes. His name is Will. I met Will a few years ago in a convalescent home when I was visiting there, and Will really impacted my life in a very big way. Will was in more than one war, and he was paralyzed on the left side of his body, so he couldn't move half of his body. He lived his whole life in the convalescent home once he got there, and it would make sense that he would be out of hope. He would have a lot of despair. But I found a very different kind of person when I met him. He wanted to tell me about his life and about his stories and about getting married and about the places he had visited, and he had so much to share, and he always had a smile. He always had something to say, even though he was inside the walls of that nursing home for so many years. When I met Will, I was going through a really tough time in my life. I was actually very ill and very sick, and I was losing hope, and I thought I might not make it through that time. And when I met him, he gave me hope again. He gave me that strength, and he helped me to see that I had the strength inside. And what I remember the most is his name, because it was Will. And what he used to say is, where there's a will, there's a way. And you have a will. We all have a will inside of us. We have a spirit. We have our strength that belongs to us. No one can take that away from us. No words that someone tells you, no actions that they do to you, nothing can take that away from you. That strength, that will inside of you. Just like I got from meeting Will, you also have that in you. So who gives that to you? Who have you met along the way? Who do you want to meet where you can get that strength that you have inside of you? Will was paralyzed. Have you ever felt paralyzed by fear, by shame, by being pushed outside and felt like you didn't belong? Well, we can live in that place of being paralyzed, or we can choose to live outside of that and do what we can. And when I met Will, he showed me that he could have chosen just to live as a half-paralyzed person and not be able to do very much. But he decided that he was going to do what he could. So he was going to tell his stories. He was going to talk to me every time I came in. He was going to make friends in the nursing home with other people. He was going to use the part of his body that he could, and he was going to do something every day. He wanted to go back to see the place where he grew up. So one day I took him back in my car to see his old neighborhood, and his face lit up, and I could see that strength inside of him coming out on that trip. Because for him, now he was going outside of that place where he felt like he had to stay in. But he was getting out of there. He was going beyond the walls. And for him, that was a big thing. So if you've ever felt paralyzed by fear or shame, or that you're not good enough and someone told you have to change, you have to be someone different, just remember the Will in your life. Who is that person? And how does that person remind you of what you have inside? Your gift. Because you are gift. You are gift. You're not shame. You're not lacking. You're not less than. You're gift. And for me, Will helped me to see that, and many other people along the way helped me to find that gift inside. And so know that you are gift. You have gift in you. Maybe you love music. Maybe you love dancing. Maybe you love just serving people and being there for people. Maybe you have a gift that no one knows about yet, that you haven't shared. Share that gift. Be who you are, because people need you. Just like I needed Will, people need you too. I want you to know I'm a gay Catholic man, and so I've been through my own journey with my faith and my church. And so when I tell you that God created all of us in God's own likeness and image. That's something I know for myself to be true. I've experienced that myself. I've heard a lot of messages from other people that sound very different and make me want to walk away and leave and be on my own, be by myself. But I found a place now that welcomes me in and uses the gift that I have, the gifts that I have. And you have many gifts too. Maybe you're creative, maybe you're extra kind to people, maybe you've thought or invented something or thought of a different way of doing something. Whatever makes you who you are, that's your gift. And that comes from a very special place. And so always remember to use that. Remember to keep that. Share that with others. And just like Will did, remember to be that hero for someone else. Someone needs you as a hero. I once heard that Mother Teresa, who you may know, she said to all of us, the greatest poverty is loneliness. She didn't say the greatest poverty was not having a physical home, or not having even food to eat, or not having a place to sleep. And that might be you right now. You might not have those things. But she said the greatest poverty is loneliness. And so no one can take that from you, the ability to connect with people, the ability to talk to people. If you can get to a computer, find a way to talk to people on the computer. If you can get to a phone, call someone up that you might know, someone from your past, someone that you've met recently. Call them up. If you can, if you have a phone and you can text someone, reach out to someone, because that's how you'll find the strength inside to keep going. Because I do believe the greatest poverty is loneliness. And when we connect to one another, it gives us the strength to keep going. One of my favorite singers, who you might know too, was Whitney Houston. And one of her songs that I really loved was, I Didn't Know My Own Strength. Well, there was a time in my life, I didn't know my own strength. I thought my strength was my weakness, until I realized that my strength was there all along. And my strength is living in who I am. It's being truthful, living in truth. And when I live in truth, I find my way. Yes, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I feel like giving up. Sometimes I don't know what to do next. That might be you right now. But I reach out to people, even if it's one person. I call them up. I send a message. I write to someone. And I find someone along the way who shows me, reflects in me my own strength, because they're there for me. They listen to me. They might give me an idea, and then I can take that and go with it. So know your own strength. You are a gift. You are a gift inside of you. Don't let anyone take that away from you. And you have a place at the table, because all of us are created in the image of our God, who is loving. Our God is a loving God, not a God of anger and a God of fear. If you've heard another message, no, that's not truth. Truth is when you realize your gift, your strength inside, and you live from that. That's truth, and that's love. And you do have a place at every table where you want to be. So find that place. It does get better.